And this immediately comes to mind something that I'm very curious about, because I've also made this kind of transition from entrepreneurship to then working for other brands, and you've done so as well. So, and now I'm I'm back on the entrepreneurship for my Zopli and SendXmail, but. On your case, you've changed from working on your brands and your company, and then you are going to work for, I guess, for the time being, on other brands, other companies. What made you make this kind of decision on the career? What made you take this move?
So it's a combination of things, and there are advantages on both sides. But the biggest motivation for me for working on my own thing, I don't know if it's the same with you, it's the autonomy and the power to make all the decisions that affect my life. But there's also some downsides to that. And the reason that I stopped doing that at some point is, I think, is a desire to be part of something bigger than myself, and really joining my skills that I can bring with others. And the result of that can be so much better and bigger than something that I could do on my own. And once you have that feeling, and once you join a team and a project and a product like that, for me, it's hard to go back to being a solopreneur and just work on my own thing, because you feel like this combination can be very powerful. And if you really join the right project and contribute to that as part of a bigger team, it can also be something amazing.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and for sure I understand why you made this change on your career, for sure. And I just feel, in my case, it was almost like a vacation period from the entrepreneurship, because it's so tiring when you are the 24/7 the thinking about every problem of your company, because it's not only the marketing side that you need to handle, but everything about the company. So I handle the marketing because it's something that I love, and that's the main reason to build these companies. But I also need to think about everything about the company itself, like the management, the financials, everything, the HR. So it's something that sometimes it's very tiring, and I completely understand. And I've made this move previously, like working for other companies as well, as almost like a vacation period. And during that time, I was just thinking on the marketing itself, and not on every aspect of the company. So I almost felt like a small vacation period from the entrepreneurship. Okay, but having said that, based on the previous description that you've made, what made you change from the Tonic App, which was the last company that you work for, and to accept this challenge at Landbot? What are the main drivers for you to feel inspired to get in charge of a brand? Is it the founders, the story behind it? What made you actually, the main drivers that made you change from companies?
I think we go through different stages ourselves, and what attracts us in one stage is different than the next. For me right now, what I really love to do is to enter a company that already has product market fit, but needs to scale, and to scale fast. So there's still a lot of things to build, but you are already sure that it's on a very good path to grow. So the product is there, the happy customers are there, and now you need to really bring in marketing to communicate and to scale, to acquire a lot of new customers and keep them happy, and to build a brand around that. So the typical startup around Series A, tech startup, is where I feel more comfortable right now to build the marketing team. Of course, I already find usually some marketing team when I arrive, but it needs some more structure. It needs to scale, and that building part for me, and going back to the entrepreneur side, so it didn't change that much because I'm not really joining the corporate world, right? So it's not like a vacation. I'm not ready to retire somewhere yet. it's still a very intensive and a lot of things to build, and a lot of things that sound basic and are not in place yet because they were busy doing something else. So I like that growth, and in choosing which company to join to experience that, the things that motivated me about Landbot, I think, that would be the most important in any decision. So there were three things that made it clear that this was the right challenge. And one was the people, the other was the product, and the other was the opportunity. So starting from the end, the opportunity for my own personal growth to join another fast growing startup, VC backed, B2B, product led SaaS business, kind of all the keywords that made sense for me right now, already with the thousands of paying customers, so product market fit, and join as the VP of marketing was a very good personal opportunity for me right now. Then the product, I signed up while I was interviewing, and I started using it myself. I built my own chatbots to connect with the database of books I was reading, and did my own reading recommendations bot. And while I was using it, I really enjoyed the experience. I used a lot of marketing automation tools. I built a lot of workflows, and I really enjoyed the Landbot builder, which is one of their main advantages. So I had fun while, again, going back to the building, I had fun building with Landbot. So I saw why their customers in a market that is kind of saturated, why they have loyal customers that love their product. I experienced that myself. And then finally, and probably the most important one, is the people. So I met the founders, and we had very good conversations that didn't feel like job interviews at all with all three of them. So we connected really well. I also met then some other people in the team and investors, but mostly the three founders, each in their own way. I felt a really great connection. So at this point, to make a decision, I couldn't ask for anything else. Those were the key factors. So let's see how it goes. But for now, everything looks great.
Yeah, it's a great match. Actually, they are very lucky to have you. You have already an impressive track record. I know you for many years, and you've said it, more than 20 years in marketing. I'm with gray hair and everything, and you are good looking like you are. And yeah, but for sure, it's something that you already have exposed a lot of things that you've made, and for sure you are the perfect match for this new challenge.